The inventory surge is over, and for buyers, the inventory tailwind is weakening after peaking near 30% annual growth in 2024. Active listings across Canada are now essentially flat compared to last year. Supply conditions are tightening faster than many expected, and now we have the June data. So we're going to follow up this chart here that I'm going to bring up on screen with what's going on, particularly in the Vancouver market. We are actually seeing a tightening up in active inventory, exactly what this chart is showing across Canada, specifically in the detached market. So the first chart here is what I just referenced. This is sourced from the Canadian Real Estate Association. You can see at the chart here, the pinnacle here nearing almost 30%. This is 2024 and coming on a flat line down till April. So this was quite shocking for me when I looked at this chart. I did not think inventory levels were starting to shrink this much, but this is the data that has been sourced and presented to us. So obviously this is a Canadian-wide stat. So we're going to go a little bit more micro here with this June data for this market report and see if this is what is actually being reflected right now. So we're going to head over to the Rennie Advanced now to go over some of these numbers so that you understand exactly what is going on here. So first, some of the highlights, what's happened here in June. MLS sales in the Vancouver region rose 9% month over month in June to 3,484, bucking the typical 6% May to June decline. Sales were also up 5% from last June and marked the highest monthly count so far in 2026. Even so, this was the third fewest June sales in available data back to 2005. So again, when you are getting your information from the media, they like to pick up little things that make it seem like the market is about to shift. Yes, sales are up 5% or rose 9% month over month, but this was the third fewest June sales that we have seen with this recorded data. So the market is still extremely soft. When we go to the detached homes, it led the year over year gain at 7%, while condo and townhome sales were both marginally higher than the same time last year. So if we look at the charts here, we're going to start with the detached sales. And what you're going to notice here, which is important, is this red dotted line. This is the 10-year seasonal average. So yes, we can compare things year over year or past the 24 or 36 month mark, but using a lot more data helps us really come to terms with what's going on in the market. So with detached sales, we're actually down 30% versus the 10-year seasonal average. Yes, it's up 7% year over year, but well below that 10-year average. When we look at the townhouse space and the condo market space, they're almost on par, 21% below the 10-year seasonal average with townhome sales, 0.7% increase, while the condo market shows 26% below the 10-year average and 1% year over year gain. So we know that the last couple of years, when we look at all these charts, the last time we were at par, a little bit above that 10-year average, was back in 2023, and that was when the market was doing a lot better. Ever since that, you can see in the detached, in the townhouse, and the condo segments, we've been well under that 10-year average, and that's why you're really hurting as a seller right now. There's just not as many transactions. We know that there's lots of buyers out there. That has never been disputed, but they're a lot more picky and choosy in terms of what they're wanting to do. We've also noticed over the last couple of years in this new market that there'll be a little bit of hot spots that take place throughout the year. We are still in one right now. They last maybe 4 to 6 weeks. We saw a few of them last year. I've been in 4 multiple offer scenarios with my buyers in different locations, in different segments. We were in a multiple offer in a condo in Brentwood. We were in 2 multiple offer scenarios in detached homes in North Vancouver. And we were in a multiple offer scenario in West Vancouver in the condo segment as well. And when we say multiple offers, it's not as exciting as it was a couple years ago. It doesn't mean sellers are getting $100,000, $200,000 over ask. In most cases, you're not even getting to the asking price. There was one that went over, but the remainder of those sales we got at asking, just under asking, and one was almost $50,000 under the asking price. So even in these scenarios, even in multiple offers for you sellers out there, you are having a hard time even coming up to your ask price. Now the new listing data, and this was what was referenced right off the top and where I want to show where things are at currently. So new listings, there were 8,922 new MLS listings in the Vancouver region, down 1.8% month over month against the typical 8% May to June decline, and down 9% from last June. This was the 6th consecutive month where new listings came in below their year ago levels. So again, this does fall in line with that chart that we saw Canada-wide, with new inventory starting to degrade here a little bit. All home types saw fewer new listings than last June. New condo listings fell the most, 13%, followed by townhomes and detached homes, 8% to 3,270. Right, so when we start looking at some of these items here. And again, I want to go back to the 10-year average. And this is what I referenced in the beginning. The detached market is actually seeing a 9% decline below the 10-year average. So this is showing that the detached market is starting to shore up. I've been telling people out there for so long, focus on the detached on Vancouver's west side, Vancouver's east side. Get your dirt now because it is going to start tightening up, and we're starting to see some of that evidence now, right? With fewer listings, obviously if this trend continues, it's going to create a little bit more competition in the marketplace with all the multiplexes being built and these homes getting torn down. The lust for land is very high and will continue to be very high. When we look at townhomes, yes, they dropped 9% year over year, but we're still 8% above the 10-year average. And with the condo market, we're getting close to par, 5-year above that 10-year average, and a 13% decline year over year. So we're going to have to follow this trend to see what happens. Again, is this more so a summer item? But again, we are tracking a 10-year spread, and this is all data placed in every single June, so we can really track it properly. So it may not just be seasonal here. This could be a trend line moving forward. When we look at the inventory levels, and this is what essentially is going to formulate where pricing is. And when we look at the highlights here, there are 24,849 active MLS listings in the Vancouver region at the end of June, up just 1.1% month over month against the typical 4% May to June increase. Inventory was 7% below the same time last year and the fourth consecutive month of year over year decline. So again, these are starting to trend with the more data points here showing that inventory is starting to tighten up here like the rest of Canada. All home types registered fewer activity listings than last June, and active detached home listings were down the most, followed by condos and townhomes. So if we look at the detached inventory first, this is all inventory. The last one was just new inventory. 9% decline, but still 20% above the 10-year average. The townhome market, 4% year over year drop, 57% above the 10-year average, and condos are sitting at 54% above the 10-year average. Why this is important, this is what's going to continue to keep pricing down and keeping pricing on the decline. We need these inventory levels to drop more to those 10-year averages for pricing to start to stabilize if you're looking at it from the form of a seller. If you're looking at it from the form of a buyer, this is all fantastic. You know, we have inventory levels that is much higher than the norm, and you can see that when we are in these pockets, this is when pricing is really advantageous to buyers. So there are multi-stages to this. So first, we're going to see active inventory and new inventory starting to decline. Once that decline is in motion, it's going to lead to less overall inventory levels as it starts to get picked up. But we need this overall inventory levels across all segments to drop well closer to that 10-year average before we're going to start seeing some changing in pricing, but it's still going to take some time, especially if we're more than 50% above the 10-year average. That's a lot of inventory to ingest. So the next one here is what you are all waiting for. How is this affecting the pricing? So median pricing here across Greater Vancouver. On a year-over-year basis, median sold prices were down 6% in both Greater Vancouver and the Fraser Valley. In Greater Vancouver, detached prices were down 5%, townhomes were down 7%, and condos were down 5%, while in the Fraser Valley, detached were down 5%, townhomes down 3%, and condos down 9%. If we look at this more month over month, on a month over month basis, median sold prices in Greater Vancouver were down 3%, while the Fraser Valley was up 0.5%. In Greater Vancouver, detached prices were down 0.8%, townhomes down 5%, and condos down 3%, while the Valley saw detached prices up 1.5%, townhomes up, and condos down, right? So there's a little bit of a deviation between those two markets there, but it is interesting just seeing some of the detached pricing down just 0.8% month over month. And then when we're talking about the detached prices on a year over year level, doing a little bit better than its counterpart. So again, it's showing some of those moving metrics with the inventory starting to tighten up a bit. Again, I don't want anyone in my comments stating that I think the market is changing. I do not think that. We are just starting to look at some markers to see if there can be a potential shift. I've been very straightforward with my opinion on the market. I think we're very close to the bottom. I think that bottom is going to be in Q2 of 2027 because we need all these renewals that were sub 2% or just above 2% to be gone. Then that's going to really stabilize the market because we're not going to see individuals with great financial pressure anymore. They're going to be out of the ecosystem. Yes, there will still be some sellers with that financial pressure, but we're going to have a more stable market in terms of stability with finances. So that's why I think that bottom is going to be around Q2. Do I think that you should wait? Absolutely not. I think if you have the capacity, you do it now. If you get into the market near what I think is the bottom and you wait and you can't find something and things start to change, you have just given up the last 6 to 8 months of being able to find someone with financial pressure to make that deal. You can insulate yourself very, very well with properties, and I just put out a video regarding that when it comes to 7-figure losses on some condos here in Vancouver. But when we look at some of these charts here, you can see that the average price point when it comes to detached is 1.75 million in Vancouver compared to 1.33. And there's been a stabilization piece here, a little bit of an uptick on pricing here. We're starting to flatline and we're a little bit out of these drops here. When we look at townhomes, 990,000 for the average townhouse in Greater Vancouver compared to 790, so about a $200,000 spread there between the two markets. And then in condos, 663,000 on average in Vancouver, 474 on average in the Fraser Valley. But the Fraser Valley, interestingly enough, saw about a 2-to-1 drop in their condo market compared to Vancouver. If you need some help digesting this, or you're thinking of possibly transacting in the market, book that call with me. It's in the first link in the description below. Scan that QR code and I'll see you on the next one.